Got vision and destiny. Add elemental, that's chemistry. All those heroes, that's infinity. It's endgame, that's
Yugi peoples, welcome to the commentary. All right, so this one right here, I do believe is my round 2 matchup, and I found this duel pretty interesting because number one, I think it's like the only duel that I'll just like really bricked in. You see my hand, it's like Crosskeeper, Liquid Soldier, Mally Boy, and yeah, it was just bad. Double hand trap though, so it would have been good whether I was going first or second. I would have had 2 hand traps, and just unfortunate that none of my hands go together. But as you can see, this will be me against Valencia. Or no, not Valencia. I said Valencia. Be me versus Valmonica. And yeah, I've never played against this deck before. Didn't even know that it was going to be a playable deck or what in the world any of this stuff did. But apparently it's some type of pendulum deck that has cards that allow it to search and then banish to activate those cards again. They get counters on them, and then the counters allow them to be able to special summon certain monsters from the extra deck and use those counters to do such. So yeah, so as you see, we Ash, the first thing we see come down, because I don't know what the deck does. He summons the monster. I'm going to imperm it because it was trying to copy the spell. And yeah, just like Rhodas and Stratoses we tend to want to get rid of. So yeah, we draw for turn. We draw another Ash, which is quite unfortunate, but I really don't want to leave this monster out on the board. And I quit I put playing Yu-Gi-Oh during the Pendulum phase, and I didn't come back for like 7 years. So I haven't really placed against many how do you say, many of these pendulum decks. So yeah, I did not realize that it was going to be going back to the extra deck, and then he would just be able to special summon it again. But yeah, so he's able to activate the trap card, and then it bounces the liquid soldier back to my hand, and then he's able to make this link one because he now has 3 of the counters, and this link one has the ability to use his banished Valmonica cards, which is crazy because one of them is a bounce and the other one is a draw, but I get is a search. But at least it's only on my turn. He can't do it. So yeah, for turn we end up drawing Droll and Lockbird. So now we have Droll and Ash, and the hand is just bad. And it's just like the card, like I could use the Crosskeeper to special summon my Liquid Soldier, but then it doesn't really do anything because it's just there. So we go ahead and decide to set the Droll. Yep, and he bounces this guy back to my hand. Normal summons another one. I do believe we go ahead and ask that he banishes the spell to be able to use it. It's gonna like add counters, but I think he didn't, it didn't search or do anything. Basically, I think it was just a way for him to add additional counters to it. So I assumed he was trying to get up to something bigger, but it doesn't end up happening. He doesn't have any other cards to be able to activate. He attacks once more. And yeah, just the ability to keep bouncing my card back with that trap card is going to make this pretty difficult. And during my deck profile, I talked about like the big difference between in shuffle and mass change, and you're about to see that thing now. I think we go ahead and activate the Crosskeeper here to go ahead and special summon out our Liquid Soldier. Then we're going to activate the in shuffle on it, and yeah, it's pretty much just going to get him bounced back to my hand. He goes ahead and uses the trap effect, and I'm going to go ahead and just scoop it up there. My hand was just really weak. I couldn't do anything with it, and then I just kept drawing into more hand traps and non-engine stuff. So that's just how it ends up going sometimes. And now going into the side deck phase, as you can see, like the Ghost Ogres and all that stuff, the stuff from the deck profile, I wasn't too sure what to side in against this deck, but I decided to go ahead and just leave in pretty much my same setup that I had before. I don't think I sided in anything like too different from what I had before, but I did decide to go down to 2 of every hand trap that I was main decking, and then side in the crossouts, because he did have like quite a few cards in his hand that obviously weren't engine cards. So I assume that he's playing quite a few hand traps off in there. So we want to get the crossout designators into our deck, but we also, like, I hate putting them at 1, the hand traps at 1, because it feels to me like I'm always going to draw one of them and I'm not going to be able to cross that out. It's happened to me quite a few times, so I got to the point to where, like, if I can, I leave in 2 of each of them. That way I can still be able to, hit them in case I do draw one of them. But we're going to start off our turn with a Hero Lives. We did draw, one of the hand traps, like I said. Actually, I think we drew 2, because I have Nib in my hand, and I also have another one of them. But, Nib and Droll. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident. And then he basically just lets me know that he doesn't have any interruptions. So I'm just going to go full hero combo here. We see one of the things I did is I did add Shadow Mist, which, typically is like a Destiny Hero monster, because we used to special summon the Shadow Mist at the end of the combo to get Darklaw out there. But this is the Heart of the Underdog format, where floodgates like Darklaw are banned, but Plasma isn't. But Plasma is like a little bit harder to get out without having Fusion Destiny and stuff. And, I feel like that shouldn't be a thing, but for some reason it is, and it's crazy. So yeah, but we are still going into like our normal stuff that we typically do here. We go grab our Inferno Devicer, go ahead and grab our Elemental Hero OG Neos. We're gonna banish said Mally to special summon him. That way when we get our Graceful Charity effect, we don't draw the Mally. Like, that tends to happen quite a bit. We make our Infernal Rage, use our chain links 1, 2, and 3. We're going to add our favorite card, and then we will draw 2, discard 1, and then set our polymerization. We draw into another hand trap. We go ahead and discard the Denier. Go ahead and use Infernal Rage's second effect to grab our Miracle Fusion. And, one of the things, like I should say, like when doing this combo, before doing like the whole Infernal Rage thing and stuff, it's probably better to go ahead and just do your whatchamacallit, to go ahead and special summon out your DPE and such. That way, in case they do nib you, you've already, kind of got some stuff out there on the board. Like, the risky thing about this kind of combo thing is like right there, because I'm not going to the end phase to activate this effect. And yeah, you get nibbed right there. It hurts a lot, but unfortunately in this format of the tournament, in this type of format tournament, with Darklaw being banned, I can't wait to the end phase to special summon Spirit of Neos, because I need to be able to set the trap card that I get off of it. But yeah, we ended up, pretty much going on full combo here. We got our Protector of the Elements along with an Elemental Hero out on the board. We have DPE, we have Favorite, Contact, and then we're gonna have this set Miracle Fusion thanks to Wonder Driver. And yeah, we don't have to worry about getting evenly matched unless he has 2 of them. Then that would really suck. So he starts off with Reasoning, and this is where I find out like how bad of a Yu-Gi-Oh player I am. I caught level 3, but all the Valmonica monsters are level 4, or like most of the ones that he had been summoning were level 4. So, I was just thinking inside my head, there's no way they're level 4, but yeah, they were level 4. So he's playing Reasoning inside of the deck. He ends up hitting a hand trap, but yeah, the hand traps are kind of needed, but mostly he just wanted to mill a bunch of spells and traps into the graveyard because he can't actually use them as a resource with his Valmonica monsters. He's going to Mseti to go grab that Sarcophagus. I freaking hate that card so much. So as soon as he throws it down on the board, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that also he's not going to be doing any like trickery with SP Little Knight. So I go ahead and elect to use my favorite contact, destroy the Sarcophagus and destroy the Droll. That way, I don't have to worry about him doing anything crazy with that Droll on the board. So yeah, he goes ahead and activates the Valmonica in-hand effect that allows him to discard a card to place another Valmonica. I think like the opposite, like one sets the other, and the other one puts it into the pendulum zone, and the other one puts the other one into the pendulum zone and stuff. So yeah, he goes ahead, and this is where I find out like one of the mistakes I made was not, I can't remember, I don't think, no, I did. So one thing to remember when you play against pendulum decks is when you do have imperm, go ahead and make sure that you set that imperm in the pendulum column. As you can see, that's what I did right there. So when we go to imperm his Valmonica monster, we also imperm the pendulum monster as well, so you know he can't get the effects of that thing and such. So when he goes to activate the other sarcophagus, it's the last card that he has in his hand, so we're going to go ahead and activate Protector of the Elements, go ahead and negate that so that I still have my DPE pop. We also have him locked under Droll, so yeah, you know, we sitting looking pretty good here. We have multiple hand traps and turns, and so he's going to go into Typhon, everybody's favorite new extra deck monster, and before he gets the chance to use his effect, so good thing it's not an on summon effect, nor is it a quick effect, so we'll go ahead and just pop that with DPE and take this game number 2. So yeah, the rough thing about this going into game 3 is that I am going to be going second, so you know, side deck accordingly. I think like one of the weird things I did was like leaving in Ghost Ogre. Like I wasn't sure like how pendulum scalings and stuff work, but I left that off in there. But I don't think like his, outside of pendulum summoning, his pendulum scale things didn't really do anything. So there was nothing really to hit the thing with Ghost Ogre. But yes, but I think we put the Ghost Ogres off in there. One of the other things I did too was I think I left the crossouts in. I left the crossouts in because I really feel like if my opponent is playing Droll, which obviously I saw he's playing Droll, I want to give myself a chance to play the game, so I just don't want to get Droll. So, you know, even going second, I tend to leave crossout in. And then one of the other things I did when I was side decking against this, I sided out all the stuff like the Spirit of Neos. I sided out because I really don't want to draw that in my opening hand. Like I really don't want to draw that. Like in shuffle seemed pretty bad against him as well because the Valmonica trap allowed him to just, you know, bounce it back before I did that. So I took out like the Crosskeeper, the Spirit of Neos, the Instant Contact. Well, actually, I ended up leaving in the Instant Contact, and I think I ended up leaving in the Instant Contact and the In Shuffle just because, like, if I do draw 2 cards together, it does allow me to activate Instant Contact to bring out an extra deck monster and then In Shuffle it back into the deck. But typically, I end up like siding them out, but yeah, I just ended up leaving it in this time. So he's gonna start off with the Valmonica search card here, and my hand's not all that great. We do have the Instant Contact, we got Vanilla Neos, Rhoda, we only have 1 hand trap. Here goes the reasoning. I remembered this time what level it was, so when it hits the level 4 it's going to go to grave, and luckily he didn't mill like a whole bunch of Valmonica cards, but of course he's got the Pendulum guy, as allows him to also pitch the I think that's Keldo, so it's going to allow him to mill more, and like basically he wants to, you know, mill plenty of cards in order to have the Valmonica cards in the graveyard so that he can normal summon out the monsters or even pendulum summon the monsters out because they're scale 3 and 5. So, you know, he can just special summon his level 4 Valmonica monsters. And yeah, like I said, this is my first time playing against the deck. And I hear somebody say during the tournament that there are multiple ways to run it. Like there's a synchro version, a link summon, a XYZ version and such. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see like later on, like what exactly this deck does. So yeah, he goes ahead and pendulum summons, and these are 2 cards I didn't see before. They're Performapal cards, but basically they allow him to do things by taking damage and such, and I guess like one of the things the deck wants to do is to take damage because it allows them to get counters. So yeah, he's gonna link those 2 off into IP, and then he's trying to decide which one to summon off the other guy's effect, because it's gonna like make him, he has to pay 1,000 to special summon one, and then when it gets summoned out onto the board, he takes damage for it. So it's just allowing him to stack up counters. So, you know, with those, he got up to the 3 counters that you see there. And I do believe this will allow him to link off his Performal monster and the other guy into Selene. And he was just about to try to Selene. One of the Performa people is a spellcaster, so he would be able to special summon it with Selene's effect. And so there, we're going to go ahead and imperm the Selene to keep him from doing that kind of stuff right there, because I don't know what kind of crazy combo he was about to cook up. But because he has enough counters, he is able to link the Selene off into their Link 1 Valmonica monster to be able to bring out this guy, because he's got the 3 counters off in there. Like I said, luckily he can't use the effect during his own turn to be able to use those cards in the spell and trap card zone. So we'll start off our turn with Stratos and Rhoda. Then we'll use Stratos effect to go ahead and grab our Graceful Charity. We do have Favorite Contact inside the graveyard, so we'll do our chain link a little bit differently here. So we're going to add the Favorite Contact from we're going to be adding the Favorite Contact from whatchamacallit, from grave to hand, and then draw to discard 1. And yeah, I don't think it just like really mattered there all that much. But we go ahead and pitch the cross out, because he doesn't have any cards left in his hand, so he definitely doesn't have any hand traps and such. And I couldn't remember, I don't think he had the trap card off in there either to be able to bounce something back to my hand. So really, we're just going to try to kill him here, or we were going to try to, but we didn't draw fortunate enough to really be able to make that happen. So I'm just trying to decide what's the best thing to do here. But we do have the Denier engraved. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Miracle Fusion here, and we're gonna activate the instant contact, bring out our Aqua Neos. We're gonna link those 2 guys off in order to make I do believe I just go ahead and make Wonder Driver here, so that we can recycle our Miracle Fusion and make sure we just go ahead and finish our opponent off here. Activate the Miracle Fusion, banishing the Infernal Rage and the Vanilla Neos to go ahead and pop the Valencia monster. And we'll also use the Wonder Driver effect to be able to reset the Miracle Fusion. And yeah, I do believe this is just enough to just finish them off. We go ahead and activate the second Miracle Fusion, and we go ahead and banish the Denier and the Vanilla. We go ahead and banish the Denier and the Aqua Neos to bring out our Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. And yeah, I think for some reason the Valmonica monster couldn't be destroyed by card effect. I'm not sure why, but we go ahead and attack into it, and it does have like different cards and stuff that they can use. I think this one makes it to where, what did it do? It did something crazy. Oh, to where he can special summon one of the monsters from his graveyard or something like that. So yeah, he was trying to keep up enough life points in order to be able to survive this turn, but unfortunately has a link monster in his graveyard, so I'm able to make sure that he special summons a monster in attack position instead of defense position. But he's also going to take the additional damage of this monster's attack to him because of Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. And yeah, so this is still going to be enough to kill him. We go ahead and attack with the Shining Neos Wingman, and we are able to take that win. So I think one of the things I'm going to have to look and see, because I'm not too sure why I couldn't destroy his cards with the Elemental Hero, the Shining Neos Wingman. But yeah, the deck seems very interesting. Probably going to see more of it in the future as it gets more refined builds, more I guess, like, how do you say, more not mainstream is not the word I'm looking for, but they find like a definite build for it in order to make it work. So yeah, that was my round 2 matchup. You know, enjoy playing against new decks, season crazing things. And one of the things I love about this format of the tournament is like all the different decks and stuff that I get to play that I don't normally get to play against. And like I said, I feel like it helps me when I go to a regional. So like, I don't know how popular Valmonica will end up being, but I do, you know, now see what the deck does, like its play style. And, you know, you just, if you play against it in the early rounds of a regional or a YCS or a Nats or whatever, it's kind of like, you know, I know how to beat it. And so appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next visual.
My wingman, he come through, he level up, he go cool, he shining out and popping too over 9K. That's a breakthrough. We on top now. Here's a look at all